The psychology of first impressions. What women actually notice. First impressions are not just about appearance or words, they are deeply psychological. In the first few minutes of meeting someone, women notice subtle cues that reveal a man's confidence, self-respect, and emotional grounding. Contrary to the belief that chasing or constantly showing interest builds attraction, psychology and Stoic philosophy show that detachment, presence, and self-mastery are what truly makes someone irresistible. Psychological principles behind first impressions. Below is a breakdown of the psychological principles behind first impressions, inspired by Stoic wisdom. Neediness kills respect. When you show that you need someone's approval or attention, you unconsciously communicate that you value them more than yourself. This imbalance of power quickly erodes respect. Women are highly attuned to signals of dependence, clinginess, over texting, or anxious behavior stand out immediately. Mystery breeds obsession. Humans are wired to be curious about what they cannot fully grasp. When a man explains every move, overshares, or constantly updates, he removes all mystery. Without mystery, attraction fades into predictability. Stoic insight, detachment, and self-worth. Stoic insight, detachment reverses this. By holding your ground and valuing yourself first, you project strength. Respect naturally follows when you demonstrate that your self-worth is not tied to someone else's validation. The power of unpredictability. Psychological effect. Mystery triggers imagination. When you remain calm, private, and selective in what you share, women think about you even in your absence. That curiosity can grow into fascination. Reactions reveal strength or weakness. According to Stoicism, a person's first reaction exposes their inner state. Overreacting to stress, conflict, or rejection signals insecurity and lack of control. On the other hand, calm detachment signals mastery. Overreaction signals insecurity and lack of control. Calm detachment signals mastery and inner peace. What women notice: emotional discipline. What women notice: a man who doesn't get rattled easily shows emotional discipline. Quiet strength in the face of challenge is one of the most attractive nonverbal signals of confidence. Access must be earned. Scarcity makes things valuable. If your time and energy are freely available to anyone, they lose meaning. When you set boundaries and require that people earn your attention, you communicate high self-worth. Subtle impact on first impressions. Women instantly recognize whether you respect your own time. The man who is generous but not easily available is seen as someone of higher value. Stillness signals power. In social interactions, silence can be louder than words. Stillness, patience, and calm energy project authority. You don't need to prove yourself, overtalk, or fill the silence with nervous chatter. Stoic principle in action. Stillness shows that you are centered and in control, not desperate for approval. This calm presence leaves a lasting impression of strength and stability. Freedom is magnetic. The most attractive quality is a life lived with purpose. A man who is focused on his goals, hobbies, and personal growth communicates independence. He is not waiting for validation. He is building his own world. Why it matters to women. Freedom signals emotional security. A man who lives on his terms shows that he cannot be controlled, and this autonomy makes his presence compelling. Purpose-driven life. Focus on goals, hobbies, and personal growth. Independence. Building his own world, not waiting for validation. Emotional security. Autonomy makes his presence compelling. Conclusion. Detachment is not a game, it's self-respect. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or manipulative. It is about protecting your dignity, guarding your energy, and living with purpose. When you do this, attraction becomes effortless. First impressions are not about being the loudest, flashiest, or most entertaining man in the room. They are about projecting self-respect, emotional control, and freedom. Women notice these subtle qualities immediately, and they are what makes someone truly unforgettable. Stay grounded. Stay calm. Stay stoic.